Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer. And it's so good to have George Clooney back. I'm here to review The Midnight Sky, and this is a new sci-fi film from George Clooney, who directs this and stars in it. And besides Catch-22, which he had directed a couple episodes, he starred in a few episodes, he really hasn't done anything film-wise directing since Suburbicon, which was one of the biggest disappointments for me in the last 5 years because I really wanted to love that film and it just didn't work. And then he hasn't acted in a film since Money Monster, which I think he did a really fine job in that film. And that's weird. It's 2016. We haven't seen George Clooney in a film because he's such a great movie star. And he's back. He has an exceptional beard, first of all, for this film. He plays a scientist named Augustine, and the world has fallen. Craziness has ensued. Most of the population has been wiped out. We had been sending out space expeditions to find a new home. And he is a scientist who helped with that process, who's in the Arctic, and he stays behind in their research facility. All of a sudden, he finds a girl who is stranded there with him. She's completely quiet, doesn't really speak, and she is played by Kaolin Springall, who is fantastic. She is so expressive with her body language, her facial expressions. She is so endearing and brings so much to the table and plays so well off of Clooney. And Clooney is so great in this film. He balances a desperation. He's dying of cancer. He's doing these blood infusions. He's drunk. He's depressed. You see all of this. But he's driven to help one ship returning home with a prospect of a new home for humanity, but he wants to stop them before they arrive to this cataclysm that is the planet now. And you go off on this intense, gripping, and raw just expedition into the tundra with Clooney and this Springall, and it's so fantastic. This aspect of the film works so well. And that's only a part of it. Because there's two other kinds of aspects. They do show some flashbacks of him younger. And they feel a little just tacked on. I don't feel like you get as much out of those scenes. And then you have this whole entire other set piece of this spaceship. Which this is where the big special effects are. It's an amazing looking ship. There are some sequences that look like they're in front of a green screen. But in general, the effects are so great, and they pose some fun and interesting kinds of set pieces and sequences. And you have these 5 astronauts led by Felicity Jones, who is pregnant, with her partner David Oyelowo. And then you do have Damian Bashir and Kyle Chandler. They're there. They inject some personality into the fold, getting to listen to popular music and singing along. Those are some nice human moments, and that's where this film really works, is in the quieter human moments. This film takes its time. Could be a little too methodical for some, but it allows you to really get deep into the humanity of these characters. When it gets really super, sci-fi, those set pieces, those ideas feel very cliched and derivative of other films. You see the gravity influences, you see so much of that the space aspects of the film don't feel as fresh and interesting as what's going on the ground. And as the film goes on, there's a lack of balance. Because in the first half of the film, it's almost exclusively Clooney's adventure on the ground with some sprinklings of up in space. The latter half of this film, so much of it is up in space that Clooney's kind of just forgotten for a while. And I feel like that imbalance hurts the flow of the story. And in the end, there's some revelations that happen that try to really pull all of these moving pieces, the past, Clooney's present, and in space together. It was unexpected. It definitely surprised me. I did not see it coming. Did it fully make it worthwhile? Not so much. I feel like this film's trying to do too many things, but when it is really working, it's really working. And there's a lot to appreciate about this film and to get out of it that I still think it's worth the stream on Netflix. But those are my thoughts. Also, an amazing, 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 amazing score from Alexandre Desplat that just helps with the emotional core of the whole entire film throughout. Had to mention such an amazing score. But those are my last thoughts on The Midnight Sky. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.